but as you can tell, it is late. There's no sun shining. It's shitty lighting. I am extremely tired. Also, if you watch any of my recent videos about England, you might know that I bought a shit ton of books. But basically, I bought 19 books. And there's quite a few of them that are quite popular right now. So I thought, why not do a little popular TikTok book reading, little reading vlog, a little video. I'm currently reading Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I had never read any work of Colleen Hoover, and since she is really popular right now, I wanted to try it, and I saw them in England in Waterstones, and I couldn't just let it lay there since I wanted to read Ugly Love anyway. I'm a bit over halfway, so yeah, I read a bit in England, but because we were traveling around so much, it was quite hard to keep concentrated or to find some time to. Also, if you're interested in all the books I bought, I uploaded a book haul of my English little bank account herder. Well, this video took me probably a couple of weeks. Yes. This video took me about a month to make, so give me some love, please. Show it some affection, yeah? So like, subscribe, and share. And leave a comment if you have anything interesting to say. Thanks. I have not continued reading, but that's what I'm going to do now. It's 11 p.m. I'm actually not tabbing this book because when I started it, I was on holiday and it was just too difficult to constantly tab it because I was often reading in like the train or in the car. Let's get started. I just read 2 chapters, and I think just by those 2 chapters, I could fucking cry right now. Like, I know, like, his words aren't directed towards me, they're directed towards the other main character, but I feel just a little bit too personal, okay? I deadass don't know if I can do this. I need to burp, but it won't come out. Basically, I read quite a lot at school. I had one of my most boring classes of the day, of the week, of the year. And I got some opportunities to slip in a little page, a little chapter. You know, it's for education purposes. And for bank. But basically, I have about 50 pages left of Ugly Love. And I had to stop at school because I was too scared that I was going to finish it at school and cry. And I am almost certain I'm going to cry. So, as I do always, I'm going to catch you up when I'm about 20 to 10 pages left. And I'll film my reaction to see if I have an interesting reaction, and if I don't, I don't. But sometimes I do. So I want to catch them on camera so you can see my honest reaction about the book. I don't know if you can tell by the lighting, but I'm fucking red. It's been so fucking stressful reading this, and I've just been hurt, but fascinated, and like hurt in like a beautiful way, like oh, I could cry. Actually, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm on like, I have like tears in my eyes. I can't like fully cry, but like I'm constantly crying like one tear. It's really annoying. Like, let me sob. I want to sob. I finished it, and the last page, well, the second last page had me in a chokehold because I thought, fuck you. And then it was all okay in the back. Like, I was like, the second, like, I'm trying to explain this in like the most vague way. If you read it, it makes sense. And if you read it and it doesn't make sense, I'm just bad at explaining things. But oh, this book had me in a chokehold. I'm shitty at reading books. Like, I am like constantly like 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. Like I'm handing them out like they're stickers to little like 5th graders. But like, I can only give it 5 stars. I will need to recover from this. So it is a lot later. It's 11 p.m. and I went way too late to bed last night. I couldn't fall asleep until 2 a.m. and I had to get up at 8. I mean, it's not that early, but still, like. And I've decided I'm gonna read The Midnight Library because it's quite a thin book, and I think It's nice to have a bit of a quick read. I have decided which other, like in what order I'm gonna read the rest of the books, but I'll just tell you when that time arrives. It is later. It is, to be exact, 11:42, and I didn't read the entire time. But I got to page 24 because there were a few reviews that I saw that were like, oh yeah, it was so predictable. You know, like, this is not worth it. Like, I can predict it, but I feel like there's a message behind the book. Anyway, I think that this book probably hides a great message that all the assholes can't see. Have you missed me? Let's sit on the floor, shall we? For me, it's been a while. It's been 2 days since I filmed. Well, it was the day before yesterday. I've not read as much as I wanted to. I've been quite slow. I think if I read as much as I normally would, I would be like finished with the book right now, or like almost finished. Was not able to read at school at all today. And then when I came home, I had to edit and I had to study for a test. And then I had to shower and like, I was just really busy. But I am gonna read now before I go to bed. Good night, ladies and gents and everything in between and outside of it. I finished The Midnight Library. It was not a very long book. It was 288 pages. It did take me longer than usual because it had quite a slow beginning. It was quite slow paced, especially for like the first half of the book. Like, I didn't want to like put it away and not finish it. I didn't want to DNF it. I wasn't on my toes to continue, like, to read what was going to continue to happen. Just because I didn't really know where it was going to go, and I just didn't know how it was going to end, and I saw some reviews saying that it was predictable. Yeah, I mean, it was predictable, but I don't think it's necessarily about storyline that matters. I mean, the whole storyline is what matters, but it's not what matters, if that makes sense. This has some beautiful quotes, and it shows you just like the meaning of life and how important it is to continue living. And at the end, it had me a bit teared up. I just thought it was beautiful. It was a really beautiful book. It is really nice. I gave it, I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars just because it was a bit too slow paced for me and I didn't really know where it was going. And now we are gonna move on to The 7 Husbands of Eveylin, Hugo. I also got this in England if you saw my book haul. Actually, all of these books are from that one book haul, so I suggest you see it or not. Girls and boys and everything inside and out of it. It's the next day. I didn't start last night. I was extremely tired and I honestly just like watched Love Island all night. So I'm gonna start now. It's 5:30 p.m. and literally all I've done today is edit, post a video, made a few TikToks, and just mostly read. Yesterday, I read 18 pages. I'm now on 132. I would not be shocked if I read this all in one sitting today. Sorry, but like I knew there was LGBTQ plus in this book, but I didn't know when and how, because like often, like sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, there's LGBTQ plus this book, and they expect like this whole like thing to happen, and then it's just like one character that's LGBTQ, and that's like a side character that you see like 2 times. But I wasn't expecting that. It's quite a couple of days later. It's currently March 9th when school's been very, very busy this week. This is one of the busiest weeks I've had since like January. Yesterday, Tuesday, I literally did not get a single page. I don't know why this book has been going really slow, and it's not because I don't like the book. Like, I'm really interested in the book, but there's no, like, obviously you do want to like know what happened to her life and everything, and like the 7 Husbands of Eveylin Hugo and how it continues. But there's like no like hook, like it's not like currently, it's not like a page turner, and I only have 100 pages left, and we do get kind of to the point like, oh my god, what did she do? Because on the blurb it says, Evelyn's story nears its conclusion. It becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in tragic and irreversible ways. And I read the blurb only when I was in the middle of a story, and I think I can guess the ending. I'm gonna let you know if I can guess the ending. So basically, if you're in the middle of the book, do not look at the blurb anymore. Why do I look like that? It is Thursday, March 10th. I just finished The 7 Husbands of Eveylin Hugo. There are a few things I want to say about this book. I did like the book. Like, I did like the book. I thought in the beginning I was a bit confused on where this was going. And then I understood like the basic storyline, and like after page 50 I got quite intrigued. And then it went on, and I think around like page, like a bit further than like the middle, like maybe like page 250, where is this gonna go? I felt like it was just getting not repetitive, it was just, it was almost putting me into a reading slump, which I didn't love. But I don't know why, it just didn't hit. Basically, there's this one kind of plot twist at the end. As I said earlier, I read the blurb in the middle of while I was reading, so I could guess the ending, and it was quite annoying. But I did guess the thing right, not all of it, but most of it, and it kind of, don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I am disappointed. I still think it's a really good book. I still think you should read this, but I also think it wasn't the right time for me to be reading this. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5, round it to a 4. And I know it's gonna hurt a few people. This camera does me dirty all the time. Like, could we calm down? It's currently in the charger with a plug that makes way too much noise because it's old. I have a book that I think, I mean, it's not like major popular on TikTok, but it's just a well-known book in general, which I think still fits in the little video type we're doing today. It is the Thursday Murder Club, and it has been going around on TikTok, but I feel like TikTok books are always supposed to be like those, like, I don't know, like popular popular TikTok books. They always end up being like this romance books, dystopian fantasy, and these books go around, but they just never stick that long. But then in like actual like bookstores and like news, this like constantly keeps popping up. Yeah, and we bought it in England, and it's just been sitting around. I have currently a TBR of like a physical TBR of 40 books, so like we need to get through that. And people say that this is like it still keeps you really engaged, but it's like a more like a funny, warm read. 377 pages, so it's just like the same amount as The 7 Husbands of Eveylin Hugo. I hope I can finish this a bit faster than The 7 Husbands of Eveylin Hugo, but it's also a murder mystery, so that like really grips your attention if you're in a reading slump. I am extremely tired. I don't know why. I just am. I haven't started yet. I've just put this in, but I thought I could, because I've heard that the chapters are like really short. Yeah, they are. I thought it's smart to make a start here at home, and then when I get to my cafe, I can just immediately go and sit down. I'm aware I look quite shitty. So I'm around 75 pages of the Thursday Murder Club, and I am still like kind of getting into the story. Like I kind of like I'm starting to get like a feel for it and like a feel for the characters. It took quite a lot of energy in the beginning, but that was maybe also because today it was just not a very good day. So yesterday, on the 17th of March, I finished the Thursday Murder Club, the last book of this video. So I have a few thoughts on this, and I thought I'd share. I give this 3 stars, and don't hate me. Don't hate me for it, okay? Please, calm down. I don't know if it was me or if it was the book, but I saw a few like reviews that like kind of said the same thing as I did. It was very confusing. It was not mess. It was kind of messy in a way. The only proper point of view that you had was Joyce, and the rest you kind of had to guess, and there were just so many perspectives and so many point of views that it was so confusing who was saying what and who was who. Like, obviously I knew who like the main characters were, but at the end, like when we found out who had done it, I was just like, who is that? And how are they related to the story? Like, I was just, like, I kind of got it, but it was still a bit vague. And it could have been me. I've not been very attentive with my brain. And I did like it. Like, it was an enjoyable read. Like, I enjoyed reading the characters because they were, like, fun. Like, as it says on the cover, like, it was, like, funny, witty, and it really, really was. And it was, like, I love, like, the concept of, like, old people sitting around a table gathering every Thursday trying to solve a murder, you know? Even though I gave this 3 stars, I will be reading the next book just purely because it's based in Hastings, I think. Well, it has something to do with Hastings. I just want to give the series another chance because I feel like it was probably me. And maybe the second book is astonishing and I'm on the floor because of how shocked I am. I mean, I really enjoyed doing this. I might want to do this a bit, like, maybe, like, in, like, a couple of months when there's, like, new books, like, new books have arrived on TikTok and there's, like, a whole new trend going on. But I really hope you enjoyed this. If you're still watching, comment the hourglass emoji. Tell me if you've read any of these books and, like, tell me what you thought of them, because I think that's really interesting to see your perspectives, because all of these are, like, popular for a reason, and it could just be me that I'm, like, in a weird reading phase where I don't like any of my books. And I will see you when I see you.